Hi, everybody. I'm Dawn. I'm your astrologer, and I'm here to talk to you about the Aries full moon, which occurs on October the 20th. This is a very intense, very powerful full moon. Anytime we have a full moon, we have a culmination of a cycle. And the sun and the moon are always opposite each other in the sky. During this full moon, the sun will be in the sign of Libra at 27 degrees, opposing the moon in the sign of Aries at 27 degrees. However, the sun is also in a conjunction with Mars. Mars is at 23 degrees of Libra with the sun. And Mars is the ruler of Aries. So let's talk about Aries energy. Aries is the sign of self. It is the initiatory emergence into this lifetime, into our human materialization of self on the hero's journey. And so during this full moon, we have the sun conjoined to Mars in an opposition to its ruling sign. So it intensifies this opposition. Also, during the full moon, the sun and the moon are in a T-square to Pluto in the sign of Capricorn. Pluto is at 24 degrees of Capricorn, and Pluto is the lord of the underworld, life, death, and rebirth in the sign that has been undergoing demolition, dissolving the past and the structures that used to support us in our life, and allowing us to transform into a new future as a person and as a collective, as humanity, as the world. So with this tense T-square to Pluto, this is so important because Mars is the ancient ruler of Scorpio and Pluto is the modern ruler of Scorpio. Scorpio rules the 8th house of life, death, rebirth, the cycle of transformation. And with the modern and ancient rulers in this tense square aspect, it requires reconciliation. That's what I always say when I'm describing a square, is it requires reconciliation. And Mars is our planet of action. And Pluto is our soul's evolutionary growth. How we become who we were born to be in this lifetime is found by studying Pluto in our birth chart. It is what's hidden in the depths. And it's bringing it to light. It's been bringing it to light. Every planet that's been moving through Libra has been squaring Pluto. In Capricorn, the sun, Mars, Mercury. And this is pretty significant because I feel it symbolizes with Capricorn in the sign that Pluto is in, and Mars and Libra and these ancient rulers in this square. It's very symbolic of the old and the new, the ancient and the modern, and the release required, the truth that's being purged in order to allow us to release the past that no longer serves us. Now, this has been highlighted in Libra areas. Libra is ruled by Venus. What do we value in terms of our intimate partnerships? Is it just? Is it beautiful? Is it harmonious? Have the scales been tipped? And what do we need to do to realign that? Mercury has been retrograding through the sign of Libra. And Mercury, along with Jupiter, stationed direct and left retrograde on the 18th, 2 days before this full moon. And so if there has been some confusion, and I'm sure there has, I know I felt it personally, and we all feel it collectively, with the Mercury retrograde in the sign of Libra and Mars there, knowing we need to take action, but not sure how to take that action. If we don't know, now we'll know. It's going to come to light. What has been hidden in the dark will certainly be illuminated. The truth will certainly be purged. And this encourages us. What this does is this is challenging us. These squares to Pluto are challenging us to step into our personal power, the warrior within us, and embrace that. And Mars is the warrior archetype. It's the god of war. And so during this full moon, I think we will probably see a lot of anger and outburst and willingness to fight for what we believe in and what our truth is. That is certainly an option. However, I highly recommend anytime we're dealing with a square to Pluto to take the softer, easier way. Mars is our ego identity, and there's a healthy ego and there's an unhealthy ego. And we are supported by this Libra energy to find a way to operate and express our truth, communicate that, take action on that, and do it in a balanced, harmonious, peaceful way. When I think about leaders and great warriors, archetypally through history, they have the ability to govern their emotions, to not be led by anger, by passion, by emotion to the point of detriment. They have a way to keep those things in balance and command authority with their solidarity in who they are, operating in that truth. And, you know, there is such a thing as a peaceful war. And this is kind of the underlying theme that I'm sensing is asking to come to light during this full moon. That warrior within us is really, really ready to move forward in our truth. The moon rules our emotions, and with these two rulers of Scorpio, the deep hidden depths of our emotional identity will come to light. We will know what we truly value and how to take action on that moving forward. We are supported in this because in the sign of Aquarius, which is the future that we're moving into, Jupiter is transiting the sign of Aquarius, and Jupiter stationed direct with Mercury. We have Saturn there, which just stationed direct. And so this is asking us during the full moon to think about how we want to move into the future in a harmonious way to build something lasting. Saturn is the support, the structures for the long haul. And it's also supportive of our inner authority. Saturn is all about mastery of self. And during this full moon, Mercury will be in a trine to Saturn, which really allows us to implement those personal boundaries and to have mastery of self, of our emotions. And then Jupiter is in a lovely sextile to this full moon. That is the underlying optimism, is that sextile from Jupiter. And it's pretty significant that on the day that Mercury and Jupiter stationed direct, Jupiter was in a trine to Mars, a very harmonious, uninterrupted flow of spiritual support. And so what this says is, as the truth is revealed, and we realize that and accept that and are willing to operate in that, we are supported in our abundance. When we operate in our personal truth, in our own authority, the abundance and the blessings naturally follow. The challenge here is, as with any difference, how do we integrate that into our intimate personal partnerships and the collective? Libra, the intimate partnerships; Aquarius, our collaborations with others out in the community that have a difference in how they operate in power, that they have a different truth. How can we find that just expression where we are allowed to initiate and act in our own warrior, in our own truth, and allow others to do the same? We are really given this opportunity to find some innovative ways to work these differences out and still stay true to who we are. It's a wonderful time, an exciting time to be alive with all of these major planets moving forward. We had Pluto stationed direct on the new moon on the 6th, and then Jupiter stationed direct on the 18th with Mercury, and Saturn stationed direct on the 10th in the middle of that. And so that midpoint of those is Saturn. It's our anchoring into the structures that support us for the long haul, that mastery of self, those appropriate boundaries, which are super supported during this full moon. So some of us may have to erect stronger boundaries. Some may have to lessen some astringent boundaries in order to be able to communicate and collaborate with others in a peaceful way moving forward. This is cardinal energy. The full moon occurs in cardinal signs, and they are the leaders. They begin a new season. They initiate action. And so an action will be initiated one way or another. And we have free will. We have this beautiful gift of getting to choose our action. And with this square to Pluto during this lunation, super important that we examine all of the truths revealed as Venus moved through Libra and into Sagittarius and Scorpio, and as Mercury was retrograding through the intimate partnership sign, and really come to terms with what is in alignment, what wasn't in balance, and how we can bring that into balance. Mercury allowed us a time to formulate the plan, and now we have this forward momentum of really being able to put that plan into action as we carry on past this lunation. So this is a time we want experience for a very long time. Jupiter will not be back in the sign of Aquarius for another 12 years. And now that it's moving direct, it's preparing to go into Pisces to expand that dream. And so any action that we take right now really has a lasting effect. Saturn is in a new karmic cycle. And so the action that we take now plays out over the next 28 and a half years moving forward. So we really want to move forward in a place of power, of truth, of harmony, and balance for us and for everyone. So I hope that this gives you some hope and some optimism for the full moon. And thank you so much for allowing me to share this with you. And I will see you on the new moon.